You guys, it is William, Sinan, and Lucy calling from Wee Vlogs. You guys, we have to discuss the semi-final one running order. Are you ready? Let's
Let's
do
do
this!
this.
All right, quickly to review, this is the running order for semi-final one. Iceland opens, followed by Poland, Slovenia, Estonia, and Spain performing an exhibition. Then Ukraine, Sweden, Portugal, Norway, Belgium, and Italy, again, not competing, just performing. And then Azerbaijan, San Marino, Albania, Netherlands, Croatia, and Switzerland. Switzerland is not competing, they are just performing. And then closing the show is Cyprus. Let's take it from the top. Lucy, do you like Iceland opening?
No. Like I think it's a really great song and maybe it should have gone later. I think you know what though? I think there's some crazy statistics about how long it's been since the song not in English has opened the semi. So it's good for that reason. I'm happy to see it, but I don't know if casual viewers at home need something accessible, whether it's in one of I don't know kind of what I'm trying to say, but basically is it something that people can relate to immediately when opening the show? But also, I think Espresso Macchiato probably should have gone first, even though I prefer Iceland. I think Espresso Macchiato is more. You're going to get more of the Huns voting for it. You're going to get more people going for Espresso Macchiato. I think it would have made more of a bang to open the show.
Sinan.
Well, I think, I'm not a huge fan of the Icelandic song, and I think it's a weak song, and weak song opening semi-final, opening Eurovision Song Contest 2025 is a little, I don't know. I guess they have like a really like spectacular staging. I don't know. I hope so.
I think that oftentimes you want to open Eurovision with something that viewers will feel familiar with. And this feels like a
Mm.
Euro trash, Euro dance song from the 2000s. So when people think of Eurovision, this is often what they think of. Some dudes dressed in silver performing a song that is just, I don't want to say mediocre, but performing a song that's not amazing. It reminds me of PER from Latvia 2013. It looked great. It almost went through, it did not. But that's what I get from this. They weren't going to put Slovenia first because people would fall asleep. They weren't going to put Portugal first because, again, people might fall asleep even though I love that song. And they weren't going to put Kyle Alessandro first because I think they wanted to divide the two dance bangers, right? Actually, he's in the second half, forgive me.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was really the only song that I think they could put first that was danceable but wasn't going to win the semi, aka Sweden. So, all right. Well, let's move on. We all shocked in our WhatsApp group when Poland was put second. Lucy, how do you explain it?
Okay, right. So I think if there's one song in this semi, nobody's going to forget it is Poland. So maybe they've done what they did in last year's grand final running order, where they put Ukraine second. They were like, well, we want a big one to go second and break the curse or whatever. That's the only rational explanation for me at this point. Like, I'm not a huge fan of that song, but you better believe I have it in my head all the time. Like, nobody's going to forget that song. And maybe they needed a song that is so unforgettable to go in that dreaded slot in the semi but I mean I do feel sorry for Iceland because I wouldn't want to go either side of Justyna. But in second place, it's very random. I'm sure most people guessing put Slovenia second. I mean, I did a running order guess and I managed to get three songs correct across both semis, so maybe I'm not the best judge. But I thought most people thought Slovenia would go second, right?
Yeah, and the reason I think Slovenia didn't go second is because it's really the only ballad in the first half of the show. Yes, we have Portugal, but that has a bit more life to it.
Mhm.
We had Teodora from Serbia in spot two. We've had like Montenegro in the other semifinal in spot two. It's like it's often these ballads that are perhaps dead on arrival. Teodora broke the curse. She made it through. But because it's the only ballad, they couldn't waste it in spot two. They had to push it a little further because they were like, with the whole show can't be upbeat. That's my only interpretation. But I don't think this matters. I think Poland will qualify. Brunette
Yeah.
qualified from second. Teodora qualified from second. And I'd argue that this is a more fan-friendly song. So yeah, I'm not worried for Poland. Poland is going through. It's just I don't know, sad, I think, for producers because they could have saved this for later because this would add a bit of excitement in what is a so-so simi. Sanan.
Well, it actually added some excitement and shocking excitement. Like people were going crazy. They were like, "What? What is going on? Poland second?" I think they know that Poland is going to qualify. Maybe that's why they did that. Just like they did with Ukraine last year. And they did amazing. At the end, top three, right? I forgot.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
play.
And Poland is going to have like one of the probably like most like biggest stagings, like fireworks or whatever, they will use everything, And Justyna, is it Justina or Justina? I can't really, but she's so loved, and the song is so loved by the fans. So, and it's only, televote the semifinals, so it's definitely qualifying. But it was shocking and very random running order, by the way. If we look, in general in semifinal one, I was like, what?
Yeah,
One
really
thing we
weird.
haven't mentioned is maybe Iceland or Poland. Maybe one of them has some massive prop and the other one just
Hmm.
has dancers. And so they wanted to put an easy setup, aka people dancing, before or after a complicated setup with a big old something. You just don't know.
I mean, that's got to be Poland, right? Judging by the national final performance,
Yeah.
that's just about everything you physically could, like in one performance.
Trapeze in the air.
Fly, baby, fly.
Let's look at the rest of this half. So stopping at Portugal, because if I'm not mistaken, Portugal was considered like the last of the first half. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Mm,
it is the final one in the first half.
Okay, great. So I think they were clearly going to separate Portugal and Slovenia, and then they put the more engaging song at the end to provide a transition. That is my take. Any thoughts you have on this first half,
I
Lucy?
mean, I just want to point out that I actually really like Slovenia. I'm one of the rare people who actually really like that song. I think it's really pretty and I think it deserves some love. But I think
mm.
that it is in trouble because I mean, who's performing fourth? Um,
Estonia.
Estonia.
Melody from, oh, sorry, yes, Estonia.
So I mean, you've got Justyna and that performance, followed by Tommy Cash. Slovenia's in trouble. Obviously, Tommy Cash is fine. Obviously, Poland's going through. Obviously, Kai. It's a difficult one for Slovenia to get out of. It'd be very difficult for Iceland, I think, with Justyna afterwards. I just think Justyna would steamroll anybody either side of her because she's so powerful. Kai obviously going through. I think it does spell trouble for Portugal, especially when we go into the second half as well. But yeah, it's certainly not anything close to what I predicted for sure.
Sinan.
Oh my gosh, what can I say? I think, I was going to say Ukraine is in trouble, but I don't think they're in trouble. Like, I think they will still qualify. Even though Sweden is after them and before them is Spain, like two like big, like spectacular songs because we know Melody is going to, be a diva and perform really great on the stage, and Sweden is the first place on the odds. So,
Second
um,
now, still.
second,
I think
or is it
Austria
first?
took still.
Oh my gosh! All right, I didn't know that. See? Yeah, it's still a very random order, but yeah, let's see what happens. I'm
I think
excited.
it's good for Spain. Obviously, she's not competing. It's just an introduction to Europe in a way. To come after Tommy Cash, which is a bit more mellow. And then she's gonna give us everything: the sink, the kitchen sink, the washer dryer, the clothesline, the trash bin, the refrigerator. It's a good place for her, I think. And also, Ukraine is paired back in its own way. So to be in the middle of that is quite good. Now,
I
I
just
want
realised, by the way, this semi has got like some really strong women with men that will suffer being near them in the running order. I just realised that.
we like to see it. Now, in the second half, it opens with Norway upbeat, Belgium rave, and then it transitions to Italy with, sweet melodic, and Azerbaijan. Um, this is a very interesting section. I feel like Norway, Belgium, Azerbaijan, and San Marino are all
Oh
in
my
some
gosh.
way trying to dance or have a beat. Not
Whoa.
all of them can go through. Let's face it, not
Mm-mm.
all of them can go through. So those four, this is a very interesting section. Great for Italy again, coming in this upbeat sandwich. Thoughts on the start of the second half, Lucy?
So something I remember the group chat I put was like bloody hell, Belgium into Italy is musical whiplash. And it is like, what the hell? How are we gonna go from rave into Lucio Corsi? Like, wow.
From
I
red to white,
like, oh yeah,
giving
true.
Greenland flag, honey.
Giving Taya and Selena realness.
Yes.
Um,
Or Denmark.
indeed. But yeah, no, I mean, is it Azerbaijan after Italy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I do like that song from Azerbaijan, but they are a bit screwed going after Italy because a lot of people like that. I do think they're really gonna suffer after that because Italy is an extremely accessible song. I don't know if the culture is similar in Europe. I know that song British voters are gonna go nuts for Lucio Corsi because I think when it first released, I was like, it sounds like something off a Bridget Jones soundtrack. A lot of people will like that. A lot of casual viewers, and obviously we're not voting for Italy in this, but that's going to hold a memory in people's heads, like that kind of really mellow thing. A lot of people like it. Belgium going. So who's before Belgium then? So that's Portugal.
Norway.
Oh, Norway.
Norway.
Norway, Belgium.
See, I can't really comment on Norway because I really don't get it. It's really high on the fan scoreboard. I don't know why.
I
I,
agree with you. It's not my cup of tea. But I think
he's
younger
really
voters
talented though.
really like it.
It's such like it's quite a generic song in my opinion, but he performs the hell out of it, and he's
Yeah.
a really good dancer. Vocally is flawless, so I guess maybe that's why. But I think yeah, having Belgium afterwards, are people going to remember the fun of Norway when you've got bam from Belgium in your case, and then you've got Lucio Corsi taking away also positive vibes straight away afterwards in a very different way. And then by Azerbaijan, people will be like don't care anymore. Like we need 2 minutes after that.
Yes,
They will be.
Sinan, what do you make of this run from Norway to San Marino?
I think Norway opening the second half is amazing because, he has a dance break, it's a very engaging song and engaging performance, in the national selection. It was very engaging. I really loved it. And I know that in Basel it will be even bigger, even better. And he's very loved by Eurovision fans. So, uh, also Belgium, they are both very young, right? I think Belgium.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Sebastian's 20, I think, or something like that.
They're like, young superstars, and I think people will vote for both of them. Like, I don't think they are going to kill each other or something like that. And then Italy, of course, we are not voting for Italy, but it will be very interesting. Like, I think it will be like an interval act, even like, to just enjoy, just straight back and just enjoy the music and a little cool down. And then again, Azerbaijan, it's not a very high tempo song, but still, it's very dancing. So, and then San Marino, oh my gosh. Like one of them is out, I think, and I think that could be Azerbaijan.
Let's
I think
have
San
both.
Marino is qualifying.
I think Azerbaijan and San Marino are out. But I cannot see.
Oh,
I'm just in this run.
girl, did you see where San Marino in the betting odds?
Well, I'm assuming last or
No, 15th.
I think San Marino is one of those like I cannot stand that song, but I have to look at it objectively, and people are gonna love it. Like I
I
have,
really
I
also, it's not my
understand why
favorite
other,
song.
I get why other people like it. That's coming through, William.
well,
That's
the
coming
Yeah.
through.
big how do I say this? Benefitor. The act that benefits from this run is Albania. I feel like after Norway, Belgium, Italy, Azerbaijan, San Marino, Albania comes out of nowhere. This is not a sound you, as a
Mm.
casual viewer, would be expecting. The lead singer can perform the hell out of it. And then that leads beautifully to the Netherlands, which I think could still win the whole thing. Another beautiful radio friendly song. Um, Albania is not necessarily radio friendly. And so the transition to the Netherlands, which is a bit more mainstream, I think will then benefit the Netherlands. But I think they're both in a good position here. Lucy.
Look, let me just tell you straight up. My sister hates on Eurovision all the time. Like, it's rubbish, it's rubbish. Every year she texts me and she's always voting for something like Albania, like where it's got the kind of regional vibes. She voted for Armenia last year, Jacko. She voted for Moldova in 2022, Treniletor. She's the kind of girl voting for this who goes, I hate it, I hate it. But then when she watches Eurovision, she's like, oh, I can't hear something like this anywhere else. People are going to go nuts for Albania. I mean, and straight away, one thing that's getting right on my right is people being like, oh, it's the diaspora vote with Albania. That is not the only reason. This song is so strong. I'm passionate as hell about this song. I believe when the allocation happened, William, we did a video, and you and I straight away, the first thing we said, Albania's fine. Albania's a lock. And it's even clearer now. Like, Albania are so sorted. I think they're top three in the semi. I think.
Yeah. Why can't they win the semi? Why can't they win the semi?
Why not? It's so good, and I really want them to get Albania's best ever result this year. I really have faith. Who was after Albania? Sorry,
the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
That one was a grower for me. I didn't really get it at first, and now I'm obsessed. But I don't think it's winning Eurovision, but I do think it'll do well. And I think, just because one good song comes after another, don't kill each other instantly. They're so different. So I think both of those coming after Azerbaijan, and who's after the Netherlands?
Croatia.
Oh, yeah. Right. So those two are fine. They're like doing really well in the semi. They're on to something good, because the two songs that come after it, Croatia and Cyprus, which we'll get onto shortly, I'm sure, not as good. So yeah, those two, they're top half of the semi-final result.
Sinan, Albania, Netherlands.
Albania, for me, it's probably like the most original song of Eurovision 2025.
Yeah.
And even in this semifinal, like all of these songs, they are very, I don't know, like a song that we already heard. Like we already heard that kind of melody or vibe, or even the style and everything. But Albania always, like, they always come with something fresh, something original, and they wrote the song by themselves, right? The woman
Yes.
and the man. So this says a lot, and I think people will love and appreciate that, and vote for it. And I'm 100% sure Albania will be like top three in this semifinal, and top 10, and overall, I guess. I hope so, because Albania, we love Albania so much. The Netherlands, it's not one of my favorite songs this year, but I don't know. Willem said that it's going to win Eurovision.
You know what?
Wow.
Maybe I'm deluded. I said I think it's still in the
Well, it's nice.
it's
Wishful
among the
thinking. Hey,
songs. I think that will
hey,
get both televote and jury support. And you've got to think
if
about both halves.
He has got the
if
moves.
if Netherlands wins, I will be very happy, by the way, because I had like the best Eurovision experience
The
in
best.
Rotterdam 2021, even with Corona stuff. So yeah, I will be totally up for it. So yeah, let's see what happens.
And then to wrap up this semi, the final three acts are Croatia, then Switzerland performing in exhibition, and then Cyprus. Now, my big takeaway from the final three is that Cyprus must have a big F off prop or something, because it's going last. It's the only competing act after Switzerland. It's interesting because in the first they have one act after. I feel like there's something about Cyprus. There's a reason they put it last, They were saving something. Maybe there's a big old dance break with fire and fuego and Eleni Fureva being lowered from the ceiling. I don't know.
Ooh, oh,
Yes, she is the person he's singing about. No, I have no idea. But yeah, Croatia, for me, this is still borderline. This is not, it's good that it's going towards the end, but it's coming after Albania and the Netherlands, which I think are really strong candidates. Yeah, Lucy.
I'm just gonna get the nasty bit out of the way. Croatia's out. I'm really sorry, Sinan. I know that you love Croatia. I'm so sure of it, because the studio cut, sure. The live version, right? It's not the one, okay? When he's going like chocolate, I'm literally like, it creeps me out in a bad way. I know it's meant to be a bit creepy. It's creepy in a bad way. I don't like it. But I think
It's okay. It's fine.
you know what though? The verses are done really well. And again, maybe it's the sound quality of Dora.
Wait, are you
I
going to
just
vote for it?
no, I'm not voting for it, Gully. Um, but I think that so I'm being really mean. But before it, you've got Netherlands, which is going to be so smooth, so like delightful to
Yeah.
watch because he's got insane amounts of charisma. And then you're going to
Mm.
come on to Poison Cake, which is Poison Cake. Like, oh, Jesus, like you're going to do that, and then you're going into the absolutely delightful Zoe Me, which I'm gonna sound like I'm saying this a lot. I don't like that song, but I get why lots of people do. And so having that after it's gonna hurt it because you're kind of just like, okay, well, this is a totally different song and it's really high quality after Poison Cake. And then Cyprus. I sorry, that was the most confusing thing for me. Why have we got the last two competing songs, Croatia and Cyprus? That's weird. I mean, Cyprus, like you say, must have a big prop. They've got something huge in their staging. I don't think it's a bad song. I know a lot of people are maybe a bit about it, but I think Cyprus is it's one of their better songs in recent years. That's my hot take.
It's totally
And
different as well.
yeah, I do think it's good, and I do think it's qualifying, even if it wasn't getting the what do they call it, the pimp slot, the last slot. I do think it was qualifying anyway. So yeah, interesting. But again, musical whiplash, Switzerland into Cyprus. Go. I hope everyone struck some show.
Now, Sinan, we know you love some cake, girl. So let's hear it.
Oh,
Croatia,
I
Switzerland,
do.
Cyprus.
I really do. Even though when I eat only one like a slice of cake, I'm done. Like I cannot eat a
Well,
full cake.
a slice on Tuesday, but not Saturday. I'm just kidding. You can have cake Tuesday and Saturday.
Oh yes, I can't wait. No, really. Wait a minute. The Netherlands. Do we know what kind of staging they are doing? Like, do we have like
Did
He
any?
you? So
doesn't
I
really
just
know.
interviewed him today, actually. I'm
Oh,
publishing it
nice. Okay.
tomorrow. And he is
Mm-hmm.
so charismatic, as Lucy said, has a beautiful story. And we didn't really get into the nitty-gritty of the staging. However, if you watched his recent performance on Ava, the talk show in the Netherlands, it was a smooth one camera shot, and he vocally was excellent. And so I'm thinking if they throw in some moves on top of that, this could be very powerful. But we don't
And
know.
he did that
I
in the rain. He did that in the rain as well on the talk show. Smashed it.
Unreal.
Ooh, I asked because I wonder what kind of staging they could do for that song because we know Croatia is going to do something creative, something. I'm not sure if it's going to be the same as the national selection, but it will be definitely
I
something
hope not.
creative, something.
He deserves better.
Because creative is
So
not always good.
so that's why I think Croatia might get attention from the viewers. They might say, "Oh my gosh, wow, what is it? Like poison cake?" Maybe they will have like a real poison cake or something like that. I don't know. Something theatrical, if you get it. So that's why I think Croatia is still you know, in the grand final. I think they could qualify if they do something, interesting because um looking at those songs, I don't think we will have like a staging. Maybe we will, I don't know, but I feel like we won't have like a staging. Oh my gosh, what the fuck, something like this. We have to beep that part, I think, with the f whatever. um so yeah, Switzerland, I actually haven't listened to the song fully. I'm so sorry.
It's
I watched only
gorgeous.
the running order, the snippet. It was amazing. I absolutely loved it, but fully I didn't listen to it. Cypress is one of my favorite songs. I
Even
absolutely love it.
Fabulous.
And I'm going to vote. No, I cannot vote on this semifinal. Well, whatever. But if I were, I would have voted for Cyprus because I really like the song.
Get your Swiss burner phone. You'll be voting for Cyprus. Of course, it'll probably cost you an arm and a leg because it is Switzerland. In
Ooh.
any case, we are going to wrap up semifinal one so we can talk about semifinal two. Final thoughts. Keep it quick, Lucy.
My first thought is Sinan would say about the cake. Maybe they can get Ireland's exploding cake in their staging that they were going on about. But yeah, main locks are like Albania, Cyprus, and things obviously like Netherlands and Estonia. I don't think there's going to be any massive shock changes based on the running order.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. Sinan.
I think this year at Eurovision we will have a lot of like not shocking qualifiers, but we have a lot of spots for for the grand final because we are not sure. Like we don't have. If we go through this, we can't say 10 songs that are 100% qualifying. Because we really don't have like the best
Thinking.
Eurovision ever this year. Like we don't have the best songs, sadly. So that's why I think both semifinals, now we are talking about first semifinal, we will have a lot of free spots for,
Yeah.
whatever country.
I almost feel like we're not competing for 10 spots in, but for the 5 spots out. I don't know, there's just so many countries on the bubble. And it could go many different ways depending on staging. All right, well, that's what we think. What do you think? Do you think this running order benefits or hurts any countries in particular? Let us know here on Wee Wee Blogs.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get all our latest news, reviews, and interviews.
And follow us on every social media platforms. We are there and we have some exciting news coming.
Yeah, we really do. We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.